Hi everyone, and welcome to Yoga by Now Jess. I'm Jess. Today's class is Yoga for Runners, and I want to start by saying that I am not normally a runner. It's something that I've been trying again recently, and I've noticed that I'm particularly stiff and sore. So when I got back from my run this morning, I had a nice little stretch that I really enjoyed, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So that's what today's class is going to be. You won't need anything fancy, just some space to move and some comfy clothes. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I get back from a run, the first thing I do is lay down on my back. So let's get started on our backs with our knees hugged in towards our chest. I like to start when I'm stretching after a run, loosening off through my lower back first and then moving down the legs. It's just something that really works for me. So I thought I'd bring you a class designed like that today. It's going to be a hatha class, so we're going to move slowly and hold each pose for about 3 to 5 breaths. So go ahead and close the eyes. Just take a couple of breaths here, maybe rocking the knees from side to side, massaging out the lower back. Catching the breath again after a run. Relaxing the shoulders, letting them lay comfortably on the mat. And then let's get right into it. So hugging the right knee in towards our chest, we're going to stretch the left leg out long. Keep the leg active though, with the toes pointing up towards the sky. Hug the right knee in. It should feel pretty good. You can keep it central, or maybe you can open up through the hip a little bit. See what feels good in your body this morning. And then bringing both knees back in towards the chest, keeping the left one in, stretching the right leg out long. Should feel nice if you've got tight hip flexors like I do. Again, just play around where it feels good with that left leg. And then bringing both knees back in, another little squeeze, maybe a rock from side to side. And then take the left foot onto the mat, keeping the knee bent, flexing the right foot. We're going to move towards a reclined pigeon. So the right ankle goes onto the left knee and the right knee falls out. So depending on how tight you are through the hips, just take this easy, be gentle with yourself. Bring the left leg up towards you, reach the right arms through, and gently bring that left leg a little bit closer. Keep the shoulders relaxed on the mat. Long, steady inhales and exhales. See if you can use the exhale to maybe guide the left leg a little bit closer to you each time. You can always use the right elbow on the inside of the right knee to guide that knee away if that feels good. One more long, steady breath here. And then we're going to drop the left foot onto the mat, cross the right knee over it, and gently let the knees fall over towards the left. We're going to take the right arm out long, if you've got the room, and then gently gaze over the right shoulder. Try to keep the right shoulder on the mat. If it comes up, then you can ease out of the twist a little bit and maybe stack some pillows or some cushions under the knees. Try and relax into this twist here. Try and match the lengths of your inhales and your exhales. And then very gently bringing both knees back in, hug them into the chest again. And then place the right foot on the mat, flex the left foot, and take the ankle to the right knee. And then again, take your reclined pigeon to the opposite side. And notice here that maybe you feel different from side to side. I know that this is my tight side, so I can't take this stretch as far as I would on the right. And that's okay. So we're not the same day to day, and we're not the same side to side. So just honor any differences that you have in the body and just find what feels good on this side. You don't want to force or strain anything today. This is a nice recovery session, so just try and take it easy. Just focus on the breath. It should be nice to take some steady inhales and exhales after a run. And then gently placing the right foot back on the mat. Cross the left legs over, gently drop the knees towards the right and take the left arm long and gaze over the left hand. Notice here if you're holding any tension, if you're tight through the shoulders or you're gripping through the legs. So again, put some cushions or some pillows under the knees if that feels better. Try and relax the shoulders, relax the feet, and then very gently using the cord, bring the knees back, hug them into the chest one more time, massage out through that lower back. Should be starting to feel a bit looser now. We're going to massage along the spine, so gently rolling up and down along the spine until we get to a nice seat again. I want you to bring the feet together and let the knees fall out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Big breath in. And as we exhale, start to hinge forward with a nice straight back, keeping the elbows into the knees. You can gently guide them a little bit further down if that feels good. And just let the neck be an extension of the spine. Really nice time to take things slow. Enjoy a bit of stillness in our practice today. A practice like this after a run is a really nice balance. So you've, been busy, you've been energetic, running, lots of adrenaline, and now you can come back and balance it out with some stillness, with some ease. And then gently coming back up. Keep the right knee tucked in. We're going to stretch the left leg out long. We're going to take a twist to the right. So you can twist from here if that feels good. If you need a little bit more, take the right foot over the left leg and take a twist from here. So with the foot over the leg, you might feel the twist into the side of the glute a little bit more. So just do what feels good for you today. Doesn't have to be the same as what I'm doing. It doesn't have to be the same as what you did yesterday. And gently unraveling and taking a counter twist, keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And then coming back, straightening the right leg, bringing the left knee in, and we're going to take a twist to the left from here. So you can twist as you are, or see if you want to take the left leg over this time. So you can use this left hand, the hand at the back, to help sit you up a little bit taller. Make sure that you're not slouching. You've probably got a tired core if you're anything like me after a run, but it's important to try and keep the spine nice and long. Beautiful. And then gently unraveling and taking a counter twist. And coming back through center. Going to bring the feet together again, but instead of bringing them back to where we were before, I want you to make the diamond shape of your legs a little bit longer. Sitting evenly on the sit bones, taking a big inhale, and exhale, gently folding forward. So you'll notice that you'll feel this in a different part of the legs than we did before. Feel free to round through the spine this time. Let the head drop heavy. Use the exhale to maybe sink a little bit deeper. And then with your next inhale, slowly rolling up. Then we're going to spin the legs around and we're going to come straight back to a downward facing dog. A nice gentle down dog. So keeping the knees as bent as feels good for this first one. Feel free to pedal out through the feet. Maybe rock the hips from side to side. And then find a moment of stillness. So again, knees bent if that feels good. We're just going to be gentle with the hamstrings and the calves after a run. Big breath in and a big breath out. Give the head a shake. I want you to bend the left knee deeper and see if you can straighten the right leg a little bit more. So the heel doesn't have to reach the mat, but that's the general direction where you're sending it. So a nice generous bend through the left knee, nice straight right leg. We're just going to pause here for a few breaths. Make sure that you're not holding any tension in the neck. And then with your next inhale, come up onto both toes. And with the exhale, swap to the other side. So a generous bend through the right knee and straighten out through the left leg. I'm going to pause here for a few breaths. Pushing the mat away with the hands. So we want to still concentrate on a nice straight spine, long spine. Inhale, coming back up onto the toes. Exhale, evenly dropping both heels closer towards the mat. And we're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky. Come forward through plank and place the right foot between the hands at the front of the mat and gently lower the back knee. We're going to keep the hands on the mat and send the chest forward in a runner's lunge. You can keep the toes tucked under, or you can take them flat. Have a play around, see which option feels better for you. Couple of breaths here. And take one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, send the hips back. You can walk the hands back as well. And we're going to come to half splits. See if you can bring the toes of the right foot up towards you. So point them up towards the sky and lean forward with a nice long straight spine. So you should feel a nice stretch through the back of that right leg. If you need a little bit extra height, then stack some blocks or some books underneath the hands to bring yourself up and to take the pressure off that stretch a little bit. And then next time you inhale, come forward again to runner's lunge. One more breath in. And then tuck the toes, place the hands back down, step back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale the left leg up towards the sky. Come forward through plank. Place it between the hands and gently lower the right knee. Open up through the chest. Send the heart forward. Runner's lunge. So this should feel pretty good through that right hip flexor. Maybe opening into the left hip as well. So there's nothing fast or forced or strained about today's practice. It should be nice and gentle. Should feel like a really nice recovery. Big breath in. And then exhale, send the hips back, runner's lunge. Again, try and see if you can coax the toes of that left foot a little bit closer towards you. And then next time you inhale, come forward again. And then tucking the toes of the back foot, placing the hands back down on the mat. I'm going to step back to downward facing dog. I'm going to take a few more breaths here. So pushing the hands away, long spine, wrapping the triceps back. So we're opening up through those shoulders. I want you to inhale up onto the toes. See if you can drop both heels towards the right of the mat and gently guide them down towards the mat. They don't have to reach there, but that's the direction we're going. And you should feel the stretch now through the outside of the left leg and through the right calf. Try and keep both shoulders even so you're not opening up through those shoulders. Again, long steady breaths. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop the heels to the other side. Beautiful. Coming back through center. Inhale. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale the right leg up towards the sky. You can bend the knee and open up through that hip if it feels good. And then we're going to come forward and place the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Come to a lizard. You can drop the back knee, open the chest. Feel free to stay here, or if you've got the range, maybe you can guide the elbows down towards the mat. So being kind and gentle. Opening up through these hips. Keeping the breath long and steady. If you notice that it's hard to breathe or you're holding the breath, then just ease out, come back to an earlier version. And then from here, see if you can pick up the toes of the right foot and send them out. So you're opening up through that hip and then lower them back. So that'll change the stretch more to the inside of that right leg. Feel free to stay here if this feels good. Otherwise, see if you can bend the left leg up and maybe reach the right arm up and over. Now we've got to stretch through the front of that left leg as well. If this version of that pose isn't for you today, then you can bring the right knee back in between the hands. Send the hips back a little bit and see if you can reach the left hand back and stretch up and bring the foot closer to the bum from here. So either one of those options, just be very gentle on the top of the knee. And just opening up through those hips, through the front of that left leg. One more deep breath in and a big breath out. Stay for the exhale. Gently let go of the foot, whichever version you're in. Wiggle the right foot back between the hands, and we're going to come back to our half split one more time. Toes up towards the sky. And then come forward, hands onto the mat, tuck the toes, step back to downward facing dog. Notice here if the legs feel the same or one feels a little bit more stretched out than the other. And then inhale the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee and open up through the hip if that feels good. And then come forward towards our lizard, placing the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lower the back knee. Open up through the chest. Feel free to stay here. Maybe gently rock the hips from side to side, see how that feels. And then again, if you want to take it a little bit further, you can see if the elbows will ease down towards the mat. Try not to tuck the shoulders, crunch. You want to keep the gaze either at your hands or a little bit further forward, just being mindful of the neck. Keep an eye on the breath, so don't push yourself too far this morning. Or this afternoon. Yep, it's definitely afternoon here, so wherever you are, whatever time you're doing this. And then gently coming back up onto the hands. We're going to pick up the toes of the left foot, open up through that hip. It'll change the stretch. If it feels good, stay here, or maybe bend up the right knee and take the left arm up and over. If you're in this version, try and open up through that left shoulder. Maybe tilt the heart up towards the sky. You should be enjoying these poses, these stretches today. Again, if this version is not for you, bring the left foot back in between the hands. Gently send the hips further back. And see if you can reach the right hand back. And just gently stretching through the front of the right leg this way. Wherever you are, take one more deep breath in. Big breath out, stay for the exhale. And then wiggling the foot back between the hands, sending the hips back. Half split, one more time, toes up towards the sky. And then coming forward, tucking the toes, placing the hands on the mat. Last downward facing dog. See if you can really stretch the tailbone up towards the sky. Wrap the inner thighs up towards the sky as well. Big breath in, up onto the toes. Exhale, lower the heels in the direction of the mat. Beautiful. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, lower the knees down onto the mat and come back to a nice, comfortable seated position. Placing the hands in the lap wherever you are and closing your eyes. Coming back to the breath. You should feel pretty good after a nice stretch like that. If you enjoyed this class, let me know if there's any other types of classes that you'd like me to bring to you, then I'd love to hear your feedback. Whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, I hope you have a good one. And again, thank you for joining me.